welcome back to my channel. I am back with this week's Teen Mom recap. Before I get started with this week's video, I would love it if you will go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week about Teen Mom the Next Chapter, Family Reunion, Young and Pregnant, every single weird spin-off. I recap the episodes and I make them a lot shorter, sweeter, and funnier. If that's something you'd want to watch, go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this week's episode. Today is the part 1 of the reunion. We start off this reunion with Briana saying, "I don't feel comfortable with her out there. No, I can't do it. Major anxiety. This is my first time seeing her since the fight." Her, of course, is Ashley, who Briana got into a huge fight with at the family reunion. Amber is getting very impatient. She says, "Let's do this already. Are we waiting on anyone else?" Clearly this couch is not up to Amber's usual comfort standards. They eventually start without Briana. The girls all joke about how old they are, and Cheyenne gets mildly offended. She says, "I'm not old. You had your kid at 24, you're definitely too old for this show." They begin talking about Leah's failed engagement with her likely closeted man. Is there anything you guys want to ask or give support to Leah? Amber says, "I've been through this many times. You're strong and you can do it." And then they bring up Roe v. Wade, and Kate is the first to speak up. As a mom of legitly only girls, I don't agree with the Roe v. Wade being overturned. Legitly. Thank you for your legal advice, Kate. Then Dr. Drew holds up a 16 and Pregnant book. No, not one of the mom's terrible autobiographies, but an actual book that says 16 and Pregnant with the MTV logo on it and everything. Now, I remember seeing this book on Instagram and thinking, what the hell is that? Are they gonna spill tea on the old 16 and Pregnant moms? Because I could go for that. But no, it's actually a fiction book written by some random person, not any of the moms, not any of the producers. Just a story about a fictional pregnant teen in Nevada. I don't know what this has to do with the show, or what producer that the author must be related to have MTV's logo and everything on her random book. But I will probably get the book purely for shits and giggles, why not? Then they present a little wagon full of gifts to Nessa that says Teen Mom on it, to celebrate her recent baby that she had. She says, "I'm just like you guys, except I'm experiencing this later in life." Yeah, which is why that Teen Mom wagon is definitely getting hidden in the garage somewhere. I don't think anyone would want a wagon sitting around their house that says Teen Mom on it. Not something to be proud of. Everyone gives Nessa advice for her new baby, such as, "Only good moms worry about being a good mom." And so we begin our first individual segment with Cheyenne. "So Cheyenne, how was your revision boob job?" "I didn't get it until a year after the accident, but I think they look good." "How was the wedding?" "Oh, it was amazing. I just have this picture in my head of Ryder and Zach crying, and it just melts me." "What was up with the trip to Orlando?" "I wasn't mad because I was the only black person in a room full of white people. I just didn't feel wanted there." Zach comes on screen, and Cheyenne motions him to sit closer to her. Bitch, we gotta look together for this next scene, because it's not gonna be pretty. So Nessa asks him, "So Zach, can you clarify your legal issues?" "The legal issues stem from my past, and I've owned up to it. The difference between then and now is that I don't run from it. Now I own up to it. And I just got off probation early." Well, you sure are running from that question, because you clarified absolutely nothing. And you know exactly what she's asking. She's asking what you got arrested for. Come on now with these bullshit answers. Cheyenne says, "We take it day by day. I knew what I signed up for with him. Back in the day, Zach went through depression. That's why he did all that." Okay, Amber Portwood, who also said that she only beat Andrew because she was depressed. I guess the judge should just drop all the charges then. After all, he was depressed. That's why we broke up previously. He was not reaching his full potential. Finally, Nessa thankfully just calls their annoying asses out. She says, "I still don't know what the legal issues are. Are you guys talking about them?" Thank you, Nessa. So I had 2 cases, theft and DUI. Cheyenne says, "The outside world is so hard on him. People hear theft and think he robbed a bank. No, he just made up a license, so it was more so fraud." "He didn't rob a bank, guys. He just robbed one of our friends. Calm down." And she really mumbled the part about the license, so I didn't catch exactly what she meant. Was he printing fake IDs for 18-year-olds? I don't know. It was hard to hear what she said. We went almost a year without talking about the shooting publicly. We start the trial soon, and we can't talk about it anymore. Did you guys know the shooter? We can't talk about it. Oh, you can't talk about it? Bye, hoes. Next segment. Macy and Taylor. Taylor announces that he did end up making the vasectomy appointment, and it's about a week away from today. He says, "Tyler actually scared me more than the doctor about the vasectomy. He's so animated." That's true, Tyler is very animated. How do you feel about it? Macy answers, excited! Not for what you have to go through though, I just appreciate it. I don't know, she might have some weird fetish for burnt balls. How are Jen and Larry? Well, our relationship isn't as bad as it was last time we were on screen. We don't pretend that stuff didn't happen. It's awkward sometimes, but it's natural. Does Bentley see Ryan? No. Ryan does come over sometimes to Jen and Larry and sees him though. And then they bring Bentley on stage and ask him some softball questions, I'm assuming to fill time. How did you like the babysitting? Terrible. What's your takeaway from therapy? You feel relaxed, like a weight is off your shoulders. Do you see Ryan? No. Next is Jade and Sean. Nessa starts the scene by saying, "Third time's the charm!" Damn. What's different this time? Well, this engagement was formal and planned out. My bio dad's whole family was there, which is rare. Sean announces, "I hit my 1 year sober too, which is a huge accomplishment. We're the most in love that we've ever been." How's Christy? She's more like my extended family. I'm an older adult now and I want my space. Older adult, like you're 50 years old. Girl, you're 25. But I can definitely understand wanting space from Christy, don't get me wrong. Christy comes on stage. She says, "Me and Jade are very alike. We just fought backstage, by the way." "Well, Mom, you flicked a hanger in my face." "I didn't throw no hanger at you, it fell off the wall." Where were the cameras to capture this? Come on, guys. Then Christy says, "Man, I feel so weird filming around all these young girls. I got wrinkles." Jade says, "Don't worry, we'll shoot you up with Botox." A little different than what you usually shoot up. "You're a grandma, don't be so hard on yourself." Dr. Drew asks, "Sean, you told us about your sobriety. Christy, what about your substance use?" And she answers it very strangely and sus. She says, "I'm great. I'm not how this show portrayed me. I don't use drugs constantly." And the way she says that is just off to me. Like, why'd you say it like that? Like, do you do drugs sometimes? I feel like Jade pushes me away. "Well, you can be a negative influence on us." Christy cries and she says, "I don't want Jade to feel that I'm negative," but Jade comforts her and that's pretty much the end of that scene. Next is Devon. "So we heard a little about your gambling addiction on the show. How did that start?" "My girlfriend got into a car accident and broke her foot. Healing was a slow process. I didn't take it well, and that led to my gambling addiction. I had a great night in the casino a couple days. I got addicted to the fast money. I went in and won a year's salary 2 times. How do you deal with it now?" I avoid talking about it. Kind of triggered right now, honestly. Lock down the casinos. I also called the gambling addict hotline, and I banned myself from the casino. My car note and my rent really suffered. I even turned 30 and did nothing for my birthday. I won that money only to give it all back, slowly but surely. How's your relationship with Briana been? We don't speak. Not since I did that podcast with Kale. Me and Briana, we could talk back in the hole, not out here. Now, I'll walk off if Briana comes out here on stage. We didn't talk all season. Why would we talk now? What's the hole? And is it big enough to talk in? So Devon goes away so Briana can come out and she says, "You know, a lot of the things he just said were not true." And the episode ends there with a to be continued screen. So dramatic. So that's all for this episode of part 1 of the Teen Mom reunion. What do you think of Briana not wanting to film with Ashley? What do you think about Zach completely dodging the question about his arrests? Make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe for more Teen Mom recaps every week.